Hey, what's up everybody? This is Mr. 008 here, and today I have for you a video covering the new dart just dropped in Update 40 of Bloons Tower Defense 6. So this is a two-part tale. I'm not sure how challenging it will be, but I'm hoping it's challenging to some extent without being too crazy. So here's Scrapyard Days, which is part 1 of this tale. "I'm gutted, bro," D2 said to D3. "Dr. Monkey needs so much cash for R&D. We're never going to get to try those bouncy darts." "Yeah, I'm right there with you, bro," D3 replied, all forlorn. So let's go ahead right here. So these Dartling gunners are both 100 right now, which is partly good, but also partly bad. And I'll get to that in a minute. There wasn't much balloon action at Scrapyard that day. Truth be told, it was a bit boring. Suddenly, D3 had a sparkle in his eye. "Wait," he shouted. "What?" D2 said. "I'm not pop stealing, honest." "No, hold on, let me think." D3 thought really hard. He had one of those minds that randomly came up with ideas that surprised everyone. D2 knew to give him a moment and turned back to poppin' balloons. Alright. So, it's good that we have 100 because of the increased accuracy, and also we don't have to buy the upgrade, so we have a little bit more money to work with. But it's bad because that means we have less flexibility in cross-pathing. "I've got it," D3 shouted. "There's a talent show at this local community hall, and the grand prize is 100,000 cash, exactly what Dr. Monkey needs to finish the bouncy darts tech." D2 almost dropped his gun. "D3, he said. D3 looked at him, eyes sparkling even more. "That is the worst idea I've ever heard." "Well, it's not like we can get the balloons to help," D3 muttered. Then, in unison, the two Dartling gunners looked at each other. Eyes so sparkly there was a small risk of the scrapyard going up in flames. "We can get the balloons to help," they shouted. Wonder what that means. Let's find that out right now. So, the crushing mechanism just got up right there, so we can use that. Soon a lead balloon wandered by, and the two Dartling gunners took the opportunity. "Hey, little balloon," D2 said, but the balloon pretended not to hear. "Let's try and get that balloon's attention, shall we?" "Nah, don't be rude." The balloon slowed, turned its ear. Well, it turned a bit, as if listening. "Can you get heaps of balloons to come out? Don't try too hard, though. We want to save up for this cool bouncy dart tech. It'll be sick." The balloon seemed to nod and continued on its way. The two Dartling gunners beamed at each other. So, if I sound a little bit fast when I'm reading this text, it's because, 1, I want to read it, and 2, I don't want it to take too long to where it's going to take me a long time to record the video, because I am recording at 2 a.m. right now. That is the time where I am at right now while I'm recording, and I am a bit tired, but not too tired to get this video out, and I want to get the video out as soon as possible. The sooner I record, the sooner I can get the video up. The Dartling gunners tightened their gloves as Moab loads of balloons started coming out. They asked the banana farmer that lived on the other side of the fence for some farms. The farmer was busy, but would send a farm over soon. So let's go right here. And let's see what we can do. So I'm going to get powerful darts right here, and hopefully that will help us substantially without taking up too much of our funds. So there we go right there. Seems like lead balloons, speaking of what that lead balloon did to help the Dartling gunners, seems like lead balloons are a little slow in more ways than one, aren't they? But here we are on the next round. Let's go ahead and keep getting some more money, because we do need some help there. Let's get advanced targeting on the other Dartling gun so that we can pop these camo pinks right here. And this angle seems to be working pretty well, so there we go. D2 said, "These balloons are a bit cheeky. Those pinks were trying to sneak past. I think we need more firepower. Glue Gunner, come help us." Glue Gunner loved gluing balloons, and Glue Rat would be a welcome friend. Try saying that 3 times fast. So let's go ahead right here, get this farm upgraded, keep popping these camo balloons right there. Not too much of a problem, if any. There we go right there, no camos left. Can use the powerful darts to pop pretty much all the rest of these balloons, right, like this. So let's finish up this round right here. There we go, and there is a balloon dissolver to help us out. Looks like 320, so that's good. And let's go ahead and get another farm, why don't we? There we go. We need $100,000, remember, so we will need to get that money pretty fast, because something tells me these balloons are not going to stay easy to pop for long. So I'm probably going to get to 4 farms right here, and hopefully we will be able to get some tier 3s, perhaps even tier 4 farms not too far in the future. So we're on round 10 now. This is going to be a kind of long game, so let's go ahead, and we are already facing ceramic balloons. But I won't complain right now, you know why? It means more money for us. So let's see where we can put this next farm, right about there. And I'm going to prioritize the farm that's farther away from the others. Reason being that we will need, I'm going to get laser shock as well, because we need Moab damage right here. And let's target the Moabs, because the balloon dissolver is taking care of the ceramics pretty well. So there we go. There go all of the balloons right there. And I want to get a marketplace for the bottom right, because monkey knowledge will help us with the extra lives, not to mention the auto collect, which is the main thing, considering I don't want to have to be hovering my finger across the screen too much. So here are some pinks, some camo greens. I think this is basically round 36 of a normal game. It's basically what it is. Regrow won't be much of an issue at the lower levels, at least, but we still do need to get some more money, of course, so let's be careful not to let these bananas expire. I think I'm going to go for a bank. So this is going to be $47.50. I'm going to wait until I can afford it to get it. And we might need hydro rocket pods or something else in the near future, but let's go ahead and go right here and continue. So as you guys can tell, considering what just popped up on my screen, I'm not going to bother blurring it out, because it's nothing that's like too like private or personal. So here is another Moab. Let's focus on popping this layer especially, and hopefully this won't be too many balloons to handle. There we go. So let's get a second bank. And yeah, that reminder that popped up is proof of what time it is while I'm recording this, although my sort of missteps in my speech here and there are also a sign of how late it is. So let's go ahead and pop these balloons. The laser shock is definitely helping. Let's get faster barrel spin as well, and hopefully this won't be too much. Let's crush some of those balloons right there. Missing a little bit, but shouldn't be too bad. There are all except for maybe like a blue or a green or something. Looks like something definitely hit the spikes right there, but it's not too big of a deal. And we have 3 monkey banks and a marketplace now, so that's some decent income for us. And if we need to, we can get a hydro rocket pods or something else, but for right now, I don't think we need to worry. So let's go ahead and just keep popping some more balloons. And as soon as we get a full bank, I will go ahead and collect. So we can sell our farms, which may be what we end up doing if we need the 100,000 and we are close to getting it at any given time. So let's get hydro rocket pods right there. And with the increased accuracy and the laser shock, this should definitely help us out against both the balloons and even against Moabs a little bit. And let's go ahead and get laser shock on the other Dartling right there and see what we can do. So at this point, I'm going to focus more on income than on anything else. So let's go right there, collect right there, and let's go ahead and get some more farms over here. And I would like to get some tier 4s, some BRFs or something. So let's go ahead and save for one of those. Not going to upgrade the other ones just yet. I know it's not the most efficient thing in the world to do, to just place a bunch of 000 farms like that, but we are not that far off from getting our first BRF, and I look forward to that because that should definitely accelerate our income generation to where we can get that sort of homing technology researched by Dr. Monkey for these Dartling guns. So right here, $19,000. There we go. And let's get valuable bananas right there as well. So hydro rocket pods is definitely helping us out here against these camos, as is the laser shock for the layered damage here and there, or like the damage over time. So let's collect. I'm just going to do that because I'm OCD and I want all of my banks to be full at the same time, just so that I don't have to monitor each one as much. So let's just continue going right here. Almost have enough money for a second BRF. Right there. There we go. And we need to make sure not to forget our valuable bananas as well. And that's something I wanted to bring up, is that sometimes when I'm watching YouTubers on BTD6, I notice that someone will just get a bunch of farms and upgrade them, cross-path them, and all of that, and there will be one farm that has, for example, long life bananas, but not valuable bananas, and just grinds my gears a little, so to speak. And it's not something that's like, I'm not complaining or anything, it's just my OCD, you know? Like, I just don't like seeing someone forget to cross-path something. It's one thing if someone chooses not to cross-path something, for example, gets a MAD but does not get laser shock, only gets the focused firing. That's not a big deal in my opinion, but it's just a little bit annoying to see someone forget to cross-path something. But yeah, it's not too big of a deal, just thought I'd mention that because it was on my mind. And yeah, speaking of keeping things neat and orderly, whether it be getting 420 farms and not 410s by accident, or with making sure that there's the same amount of money in all of the banks. So right there's our fourth DRF. And let's get laser cannon right there. 302 is not the advisable cross path because 1, it's no camo detection. 2, you already have enough pierce from the laser cannon itself to where the powerful darts is not necessary. And 3 is that the faster attack speed from the middle cross path is pretty good to get. So, shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm not going to sell the farms, I'm just going to let them keep generating some money. We will be at $100,000 in no time. So, ceramics, camo pinks, all that stuff, no big deal. Let's just try not to move the Dartling guns around too much because that can cause chasing to happen. And when a tower is chasing the balloons, that's no good. So, go like that, just collect, and I wish there was a way without having to use lock in place to get it so that you can still manually move your Dartling guns around, but when you collect, when you just move your finger to collect bananas or banana crates specifically, it does not retarget the Dartling gunners. That would be something that's really nice. Then again, we can just tap right there, but we do have to deselect the towers sometimes. And even so, it just moves the Dartling guns a little bit. So, it's not the most annoying thing in the world, but it is a little annoying. And I wish there was some kind of QOL change for that. Then again, it might be hard to code because how would the game know what you're trying to get and when you're trying to get it. So camo ceramics are a little problematic, but looks like it's not too bad, honestly. It's not as bad as I was expecting there, but we almost have enough money for this technology, so we should be good to go pretty shortly. And I forgot to collect from the banks there. Victory. There we go. Okay. So there's the first part, the scrapyard days. The 2 Dartling gunners had done it, along with the power of friendship, of course. The cash was wired to Dr. Monkey and put to work on research and development and construction of a test site. Bouncy Dart test site is next. Indirectly pop the balloons. A few days later, the 2 Dartling gunners got the call and made their way to end of the road. Okay, sounds good. Let's test them out. The place was unrecognizable. New fences were built and a safety spot set up for the Dartling gunners and even the glue gunner who had helped them save the cash. Dear Dartling Bros, a note from Dr. Monkey read, these darts will bounce off of the fences. You will need to find several bounce positions and move between them to take down the balloon waves. I've organized with the balloons to send some tricky troublers your way, though they'll move slower for you, so that was nice of them. Interesting. The Dartling gunners were ready to start. They knew it would be tricky and might take several attempts. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what we have here. So I'm going to try and get the camo detection cross path on both of the Dartling guns so we don't have to worry about that being an issue. This is a cool challenge though. I like how the fences work and all of that. So let's see if we could shoot this way. We can, but it's not as practical. So I'm going to keep the Dartling guns aimed right around there. So looks like we have to go about it this way, and we cannot go about it like another way, per se. So, yeah, I'm going to go out and go back in, because I think I know what I should do to beat this round. So, let's get laser shock right there on one of the Dartling guns. Turns out not to be my main Dartling gun, the one that's named, but it is fine anyway. Hoping that we can save up for a laser cannon and not need to spend more, get more stuff or anything like that, but it's looking like we may need to get some more stuff, which is a bit unfortunate, but I mean, this is a good position, but we probably will need to do some re-aiming and all of that, so let's go ahead and restart this round as well. I'm not sure if I want to get laser shock on the other Dartling gun. It may be necessary, but let's go ahead and see here what we can do. So we did get an early shock right there, and let's see what we can do here. So I'm just going to move a little bit here between the points I fire at with these Dartling guns. Hopefully that will be good enough. Looks like it's not good enough though. So let's see if we are fine. If we are fine, then I'll just keep going, but we may not be fine. Let's see here what we need to do. Get these. It's not too bad. Phew, D2 said, this is actually really difficult. 2 right, D3 responded, oh wait, there's a PS on Dr. Monkey's note. PS, I managed to save some money on getting these fences built. Have some cash to help. PPS, there are some lead balloons on round 16, so upgrade accordingly. Alright. Hopefully we can get a laser cannon right here with no issue without needing to get another upgrade before then. Reminds me a little bit of Chimps mode in that way, because when you're saving something for something expensive like a Dark Champion or a Flying Fortress or anything else like that, sometimes you need to spend money, almost like you're dumping money, just because you like need to, you know, like get something that is like, what's happening here? Oh, okay, just a long pause. So, not a glitch, we're fine. But sometimes in Chimps mode, you have to save for something that you don't want to have to get that sets you back from getting your main upgrade, and it's just really annoying when that happens, but yeah, it is something that has to be worked around sometimes, unfortunately. But speaking of these custom rounds, that reminds me of something else, which is that on an update video I watched regarding the update 40.0 for Bloons TD6, there was something, someone said something in, actually I think it was a community post, not a video, but someone said that they really liked the changes in this update, the additions and all that, especially for the map editor, but said that something Ninja Kiwi should do next is to allow players, when they create custom maps, to also create custom balloon rounds, and I would really like if that was in the game. Looks like we're getting money faster. It's interesting, but almost like there's double cash or something, but it's not labeled. But I'll get back to the map thing in a minute. Hey fellas, the engineer said, gotta take out these fences, the invoice wasn't paid. Hey, leave them, you meanie, D3 yelled. He's just doing his job, bro, D2 said. Blame Dr. Monkey for cheaping out, I bet he used the extra cash for his holiday. So only a little bit of fencing was removed there, interesting. So, I don't know if I want to get laser shock there or not. Let's at least get faster barrel spin right there for our laser cannon. So there's a BFB. Not a big deal. honestly. I thought it was going to be a little bit of a problem, but it wasn't. That's cool. So let's get Rocket Storm right there, and Laser Shock since we are at it. Hopefully they don't override each other. I don't think they do. So there's a DDT. Let's use our Rocket Storm ability right there. And it looks like that was the intended way for beating that round, the intended solution. So that's nice. But getting back to the map editor, I'd really like it if we could make custom rounds. That way, like for my BTD1 map from update 39, from one of my videos covering that update, so I could actually make it so that the BTD1 rounds spawned, for that map. That would be pretty nice. So, let's see, we cannot get Plasma Accelerator. Then again, that would kind of make the challenge a little bit either harder or easier. Presumably harder because it would be blocked by the fencing. But let's use this Rocket Storm right there. Looks like we are good. Okay, good. Then again, DDT right there is a bit of a problem. So we may have lost. I hope we didn't lose, but we may have lost here. So we are going to retry this round and see. So yeah, not only for like previous BTD games, but other things as well would be pretty cool to have for the custom rounds and all that, you know? Like sort of like how when you go up against Dreadbloon, there's more ceramics on certain rounds, stuff like that, or more leads or whatever. But something even more like detailed or whatever would be pretty cool. So let's try and aim this DDT as best as we can. We will need to aim at it like the whole time, and it's looking like we are kind of struggling to find the right way to aim at it, and it's a little bit of a problem. Actually, it's a big problem. I think we lost either way because of our ability timing on the previous round. Let's aim right there. And there. And there. Hopefully we can get the ceramics to pop out and not lose. Because if we do, I think we need to restart the whole thing because we can't go back by a single round. Okay, so yeah, that's a problem. I'm going to cut the video and I'm going to get back up to this point and use the ability a little earlier on round 23, and hopefully this will not be an issue. So I'll see you guys shortly. Okay, so we are back. We are back to where the first DDT spawns in this tail right here, this second part of the tail. So we are going to make sure that we use that Rocket Storm ability earlier on during round 23 so that we have it back for round 24. So let's go ahead and make sure we are aiming our Dartling guns correctly so that we can get the most out of using them right here. So we are able to pop significant amounts of Bloons here, including some of these BFBs completely. So I'm actually going to try not to use the ability at all on this round, but if it comes to us having to use the ability, we'll make sure that we use it earlier. So right there, there we go. And let's aim right there so that we can get the ZOMG targeted by all the projectiles and the laser shock. So hopefully this will not be an issue. Let's try not to pop all the BFBs at once. Go right there, and steadily pop the balloons inside. P.S. It turns out that there's not a cash modifier in this challenge like I previously thought. It's just that it's pre-round 50, so there's no income penalty. So let's pop right there. Nice, there we go. So we do not need the ability for round 23. We just need to save it for the DDT on round 24. So there we go. Let's use it as soon as we possibly can. Right there. We are slowing the DDT a little bit. We have not popped it yet, but it is about to pop. There we go. And we have some grouped Moabs that we have to pop, so let's get some laser shocking on the Moabs in the back with that aiming that we just did, and hopefully we won't have an issue here. Hopefully. But we may need to be more precise in our accuracy and all of that, so looks like that's probably too much. Probably too many balloons. No, it's not too many balloons. We still have all 100 lives and 1 life from our mana shield as well. So here's round 25. There's another DDT right there. Let's use the Rocket Storm right there, and hopefully that's the timing we need. May not be though, because there is a second DDT, so let's go ahead and aim like so. And if we don't get it, that's fine, because our ability was ready at the start of the round, so let's go ahead and retry. And we do not need to restart the whole challenge, thankfully. So let's go ahead right here. And I'm going to wait a little longer before I use the ability. Hopefully that will allow us to get done what we need to get done. So get the laser shock on that DDT right there. And now that both have spawned, let's use the ability now. So there goes the first DDT, popped quite easily. Second one is almost down. And if it pops before it gets too close to the exit, I think we won. So there we go. Let's aim on those regrow balloons. There we go. There is the bouncy darts tech right there. And let's go ahead back home right here. So bouncy darts was not what I thought it was. I thought it was going to be like a homing type of technology, but it's actually more of a ricochet. So that's interesting. What did you think? That story always made me wish I was a Dartling gunner. I mean, it sounds like a pretty fun job, not gonna lie, except for, of course, needing to be on duty at certain times because you never know when the balloons are going to attack. But just the weaponry and all that sounds pretty cool. So we got 1,000 monkey money and 2 230 Hydro Rocket Pods right there. So that's nice. We have completed the new Dart Just Dropped quest right there. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video, you guys. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more interesting content. And stay tuned for some more update videos about Corvus and the new map editor features and balance changes and all of that. And I will talk to you all again in the next video. Peace out.